Some interesting persons are at it again. Someone suggesting that Faith shouldn't actually still keep his license for assaulting a housemate, a female housemate in the house, and his license should have been withdrawn as soon as that had happened, beyond just disqualification of Faith. And sometimes I just feel some of these persons are either delusional or maybe they just hate the guy for the kind of intense competitiveness that he actually brought to the game. His strengths, his abilities, apparently is what that show rode on. There's usually for everything you watch, there's usually a character that the show rides on. Even a movie. So in a movie, there's usually a character that a movie rides on. Beyond the razzmatazz that came with the love that Emisi gathered from the first week, because I think Faith was busy being competitive than majorly making people like him. You know, Emisi worked hard for the camera. Faith was busy trying as much as he can to maybe put the so-called put that crazy loan he got from the bank, off his chest by working hard to win as much task as possible to meet up. Let me just play back this video for you. I think Freeze, the media personality, actually weighted it on it a little bit. Thereafter, we can talk a little more about it.
Gentleman that was evicted from Big Brother, and some guy, Big Uncle on X, says, let me read this to you. He says, they disqualified a medical doctor on a reality show because he physically assaulted and injured his fellow housemate. And you people still want him to keep his license? I think the fact that he acted like a human being doesn't stop him from being a good doctor. I think Nigerians need to be able to separate professionalism from personal life. I don't see why this guy can't be a good doctor. I don't see why. Just my thoughts. What are yours? In the comments. Take care. Happy Friday.
Okay, so basically, when you hear these kinds of things, people say online, you tend to trigger a lot of hate. Let's even go back to the house a little bit and try to unravel a few things. Imagine Sultana was the one that dragged that bucket from Faith, and Faith fell and twisted his ankle. What do you think the narrative would have been out there? The narrative would have been, woman, they beat you. Woman, they defeat you. You can't even stand up to yourself. Oh, you are not even strong enough. Can you imagine? The woman even dragged this thing away from you. That is what the narrative would have been. But because it was a guy who dragged it off, and then it's not like he deliberately pushed her, or maybe, did something that wasn't on the rule book, but it's just that, well, you're a guy, you're a man, you should have been controlling with your temper, you should have left it for her, that is what this is about. The rules are different. Then ask this same person who is putting this up about Zita's issue or Zita's altercation with Rude Boy. You tell, yeah, now woman now, leave him, now woman. And that's exactly what those rules were all about, okay? You set a standard, you set a rule and say, this is everybody should stick by this rule. But you let go certain things because women are involved, because it's against a woman. If that same situation happened and it was a guy to a guy, somebody fell and twisted an ankle, and it's not that there was a blow, punch to punch or anything. No, there was no blow, there was no quarrel, just a struggle over a bucket. And then the guy fell. Do you think the brother would give Faith any? In fact, I am 100% sure if there were two guys, Faith and maybe another guy, and the struggle happened. Someone fell and twisted their ankle. The best that the Big Brother would do probably would be strike for both of them. Double strike or maybe 1-1 each. So I'm trying to even tell you that some of the rules that have been set by Big Brother sometimes are even broken by them, by themselves. Because I don't see why a Faith would get a strike. No, not even a strike, sorry. A Faith would get a disqualification and Zita will get a strike. Zita's issue versus Faith issue, which one would have actually gotten a disqualification? Straight up. You have to even watch Faith and Sultana's video again and again and again and again on different angles in order for you to now deduce and maybe probably just look at the behavior of both of them afterwards before you now get to a point of saying, okay, because in a man. But Zita's own straight up. There's no two looking at it again and again and again. This babe just carried a bowl of food to pour on somebody's face. But no, everybody's leaving her aside. I know, leave her, no woman. Woman go behave. We don't know woman, then gets what kind of hot temper. Oh. So women are allowed to have hot temper and even use that temper to injure somebody else. But a man shouldn't. A man should always pocket his anger. A man should tie his anger. A man should tie himself from not acting. But a woman is allowed to act that way. Isn't that true? And then to the extent of that, Faith should be punished even right after the house. He should go to hell. In fact, he should not even come out. In fact, the idea is cancel him up until let his father even reject him. Let the ground he's marching reject him. Let the car, everything he's won in the house be taken away from him. That would have been a perfect punishment for him because, of course, you guys are the ones that own the ace of success. You guys are the ones that own the air we breathe. You guys are the ones that own the water we drink. You guys are the ones that own the future that we live. You guys are the ones that own virtually everything. So it is okay. It is, come on, okay. Let's just do it. Let's punish him. Punish the hell out of him. Very stupid and useless boy. I'm not saying don't even support your housemate or don't even support your favorite, but don't take your delusional self, don't take your skewed mind to fester into somebody else's. What has this guy done to you? You just see him, you don't even know him, you've not met him before, you freaking don't know this guy. At the very best, for crying out loud, you see him and wish you are like him, or you wish you are him at the very best, or you feel that he's too intimidating that probably if you are in the same space with him you cannot keep up, because that's the only reason why I would see somebody who would be that smart and intelligent and you want to punish him further by that action. It's not like he was violent to any of them. And I saw another creator who said something along the line. Maybe, just maybe, that might be just what happened. Maybe, I'm not too sure. That Big Brother took a decision on Faith largely because the fact that beyond him being a guy, he never showed any remorse. The person actually said something along the lines of Zita, after that, what happened, went to Rude Boy and apologized and said this was not what she was. And she did at the spur of the moment. She apologized. You could tell that she was remorseful. Who cares if you're remorseful, for crying out loud? The rule is the rule. You were violent, so get out. So that means, and do you understand? And then Faith, when that happened, he didn't go back to apologize. And that when Big Brother invited him over to the Big Diary session, he was arguing with Big Brother. And that was the reason why the person thinks or thought that apparently Big Brother actually took a decision about evicting him or disqualify him from the show. And I said that is unbelievable. that is stunning. So that means because Big Brother reserved the right to twist the show and to turn it left, right, and center, any way he wants it. So he could decide today, well, I'm going to look out for what to evict somebody. And by doing so, I'm going to just twist it in such a way that it would not in any way favor one person just because. I think Big Brother also needs a rule. Big Brother himself needs a rule. And he also needs to show us the rules for the housemates and the rule for himself too, because sometimes what I see, when I think about it, I see that sometimes Big Brother uses Ebuka to want to influence the show a bit by those questions that Ebuka asks on Sundays. They tend to try to influence the show and make it look like, well, they are trying to bust your bubble, bust certain things in the house, even though that might not be right. They just want to shake up things. It comes off like somebody wants to shake up something. That's what it comes off like. And everybody excited that, oh yes, it's true. Ask this person this question, ask that person this question. But at the end of the day, you find out that clearly it is Big Brother trying to influence the show in the best way possible so that they can have their way in certain ways. My thinking might be wrong, but that's my thinking. You can't beat me for thinking that way. It's my thought and it runs. Anyways, guys, tell me what you think in the comments. I'd hope. And I hope to hear from you. Let's talk about this. Cheers.